So, hey, friends, I decided I needed a nightcap with y'all because the hockey team won again. Yay! Uh, anyway, a couple things. Louisiana's John Bell Edwards stunned the GOP and won re-election to a second term. Is that exciting? Show us Governor John Bell Edwards. Show me John Bell Edwards. Look at him. The new ideas, the new shiny, valuable thing. Okay. He is ripe with ideas. That was a true shared victory. They worked really hard to win. They left no one out. It was magical. Okay, show me. I don't know who this GOP dude is. Who's the GOP dude? John Bell Edwards defeats Trump-backed businessman. Okay, can we just no longer have billionaires or businessmen as a public servant? I think I'm just going to go off here for a moment. Being a true public servant, I think that you're kind of born with that gene. Kind of like how some people are born to be teachers. And the people who were not born to be teachers, but like the business aspect of it, want to privatize schools. We know those schools don't work. Ergo, Betsy DeVos. But I digress. Let's stick with the public servants, the one who it's part of their genetic makeup. We know who they are. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Who was this guy? He narrowly won re-election, beating out Republican challenger Eddie Rispone. Oh, I wonder if people were suppressed. So Eddie Rispone was Trump-backed. Show me Eddie Rispone. I just want to get a pulse on these elections so we can get an idea as we start to head into election season what this looks like. Show me Eddie Rispone. Oh my gosh. Is that upside down? Totally upside down. The Republican Trump-backed is like a Republican Party that's no longer a family. I did not expect to see that. Okay, and Trump-backed. Trump-backed means divide, sanction, impeach. Trump supporters retreated, or the Trump supporters have disappeared. Wow. King of Wands. That angry Putin. And they tried to blend something. Blend what? Because they didn't have to blend anything. Burdened. What was this is Rispone. This is a Republican election. What are they blending? What are they blending? Because we know that they like to blend money. They like to this is my brainwashing card. Like they flip your mind with propaganda with the hanged man. And then they just work at you with the Seven of Wands and have the upper hand because they know algorithmically what you're like. And then they just keep blending you garbage until you're totally 100% brainwashed. What did Rispone? What did they blend? What were they blending? What were they blending? Money, offers of data. What were they blending? Power. a narrative that they were sticking with. They were stubbornly sticking with a narrative that's paid off in the past. This narrative came from Russia. Putin, you're losing your edge. To divide the electorate. So they're blending messages. Russia's messages from abroad, messages here to make blended together, divide the electorate, and that temperance is not working because everyone knows it's just a bully tactic. Okay. Donald. John Bell Edwards won. This guy, what's his name again? Oh, wait, pop up. Donald. Eddie Rispone lost. What do you think about that? Why did Eddie Rispone lose? Why did Eddie Rispone lose? Why did Eddie Rispone lose? He says, shut up. Eddie Rispone lost because of Trump Russia. That's what that says to me. It could mean something else. Let's see. Why did Eddie Rispone lose? Because of news? Because of messaging? Why did he lost? Because I'm guessing Trump Russia, news from abroad. This is usually Russia news. This is Donald who makes offers. Donald made an offer with the wealthy, the oligarchs, the people out of touch. So they were just, wealthy white people. Anxiety, really nervous about this. This is Ivanka. It didn't work. He knows it. Wow. Okay, well, the reason I just wanted to look at some little news thing, but the real reason why I grabbed these cards, I'm already 8 minutes into this. This is what I wanted to know. I've had this question for a very long time. Maybe you have as well. It's to the point where it's just annoying. And I would like the answer to this. First of all, Tarot, you need to show us, though. Show us. You show us Jim Jordan. Magician. Why the heck is he a magician? Jim Jordan. He is secure. He has money. Totally out of touch. He balances money, balances ideas, tries to keep things steady for Trump Russia. Revealed. What is being revealed? It's because he's so in love with balancing. It's like being a celebrity. It's like being majestic. Being all Jim Jordan. So full of himself. Emotional Ace of Cups. Okay. This is my question. Why does Jim Jordan refuse to wear a coat? Why? And people freaked out about Michelle Obama's bare arms, and there's other dress codes, inside the chambers. Why does he not wear a coat? Can't afford another coat? Doesn't want to get that one wrinkled? He has odor stains. It smells. He can't afford one. Does he think he's going to Hulk out? I mean, you want to wear your coat because, first of all, decorum, decency, which we know he totally doesn't have. But I mean, where are you going to put your stuff? I mean, that's worse than carrying a purse. You just might as well carry a purse if he's not going to wear that coat. Wear your purse. Then you won't lose your stuff, Unless, I don't know. Is he hiding magic tricks? The magician? Is he going to pull a rabbit out of that coat? Why the heck does he not wear a coat? Why won't he wear a coat? I just don't even know what to expect from the tarot. So, tarot, why won't he wear a coat? Why Jim Jordan will not wear a coat? Because Jim Jordan will not wear a coat. Jim Jordan won't wear a coat because I just got, because I look so good. Come on. You do not. Whatever. Okay, I'm just not going to interrupt. Okay, the Empress, because you just look so good. You don't. What are you covered in? Or you don't want to be covered up. What are you covered in, Jim Jordan? Why won't you wear a coat? Because I have a message. I have good news. It makes me look younger. It doesn't make... He feels younger without a coat on. Really? You feel younger? You feel younger not wearing a coat? I just look so good without a coat. I stand out. I stand out. And I've got the fish. I've got the news. I have the emotional news. I capture your attention and gaze without my coat. What's your challenge, Jim? Your challenge is being a spy, being a teenager, being a rebel. Your challenge is, what, do you overheat? The challenge is you can't get all feisty, hot-headed with a coat on. With a coat on, you sweat too much. With a coat on, he can't be an arse. He's just too much. What's at the root of the reason why you won't wear a coat? 10 of Pentacles. Well, I don't do health readings, but I know that Jen Lynn, the Pentacles are blood. And I saw this, I thought blood boiling. He can't wear a coat because his blood boils. Crowning this is, oh, it's so restricted. He feels so restricted. You know what? I really think that they should require that coat. I really want to see Jim Jordan with his jacket on. I mean, could you imagine? He would be a sweating mess. We would see all of his bald spots. He would be restrained. He would get super impulsive, angry, agitated, and his blood would boil. He would have to leave. Because what happened in the past? Why don't you want to wear a coat, Jim? Because I've investigated all my other options. I've looked at this. I've thought obsessively about this. I really do not like the... This is Virgo. This is health. It's almost like it's a health issue. Which leads to what? Queen of Swords. He just gets really mean and nasty. He's a nasty girl. What is with all of the feminine cards? Do you notice that? There's a lot of feminine, 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 feminine. Feminine, feminine. Well, you know what? He must think he looks really good without it then. He's convinced himself. How do we see you, Jim Jordan, without a coat? He thinks he's the emperor without a coat. Okay, show me Jim Jordan wearing a coat. Show me you wearing a coat. He's very confused. We don't know what would happen. He'd go poof. What's the environment like when Jim Jordan is not wearing a coat? Oh my God, what is with all the pretty pentacles? The environment, he does not wear a coat because he feels, you know, a little Ivanka-esque.
a bit pretty. Look, he can tame birds. He's magical without the coat. I don't know. Is it too masculine for him? Jim Jordan, what's your hope not wearing a coat? Your hope not wearing a coat is Lovers will fall. Okay, this is getting really weird. This is weird. You're getting really weird, Jim Jordan. What's your fear of the opposite, not wearing a coat? What would be your fear of wearing a coat? Is your fear is things are just moving too fast, you feel out of control, almost like he would be possessed. Because if you think of the Chariot, that's a sign for Cancer. The crab has a shell that it wears so that it can move along quickly. Him in a coat is like a shell moving around quickly, too fast. So he fears he cannot move around quickly with a coat on. I got it. And so you don't wear a coat because he left his coat a long time ago. He broke up with it. Sad. Final result, Jim Jordan, you in no coat. He feels very fortunate. Without a coat, he feels free, like he can rescue somebody. This is weird. It's kind of weird, right? I mean, that's a lot of feminine. Feminine. I know this is a man, but the Hermit is Virgo. Virgo is female. Male, female, because this is cardinal Earth, which is Capricorn, which is female. Female. 2, 3, 4. This is mutable water, which is Pisces, female. Emperor, that's a man. Oh. He feels manly, emperorly without a coat. With a coat on, this is how he feels like he can rule the world without a coat. Strange. Strange bird. It's all strange. Super strange. Let's see if I have one more thing I can look at. So weird. I can't believe these guys use WhatsApp. Someone used WhatsApp with Andrei Yermak, a top aide to President Zelensky, and he will not turn it over. His WhatsApp messages. Well, okay. Show me something else. Oh, yeah. Donald pardoned all those criminals, war criminals. He pardoned them late Friday night as retaliation. You know, keep in mind the day before Erdogan was in the White House, or the day before that, Erdogan was threatening Europe. If they were going to sanction him, he was going to release all of the ISIS and refugees. And then Donald follows suit after the impeachment hearing to release and pardon war criminals. I mean, this guy, he ordered his men to fire on villagers in Afghanistan he knew were unarmed and tried to cover it up. He was freed from Leavenworth by presidential pardon last night. Okay, Donald, why the heck are you pardoning these people? Why did you pardon them? Why now? Why them? Why now and why then? News? Because it brings him good news, and this is how he feels with impeachment. He wants some good news. Or this just could be a presidential pardon. So why did you do? Yeah, we know you pardoned, but I think it's because he wanted some good news for himself. What's covering this decision, Donald? Obstruction, just being an ass, fighting. The challenge, this is usually intel agencies. He can't fight back. He is unable to fight back with his impeachment hearings. And at the base of this, the magician, he just wanted to be entertained by something, do something magical. Crowning all this on why you released these people, pardoned. Because he can, because the White House. That's why. Because he could. In the past, Trump, I think Putin told him to.
Putin told him to.
Which led to
Judgment. Or Trump-Russia impeachment. But this is Trump-Ukraine. But it was Trump-Russia working on Ukraine, facing judgment. So this is because of the judgment he is facing. And I'm sure Putin told him to. How do we see you, Donald, with these pardons? Moving swiftly, which tells me it was impulsive. The environment.
Who knows? Yeah, he had no rhyme or reason.
He just did it to be an ass. His hope with these pardons was just look at all of what? Look at all your problems.
I almost feel like he's bored. Look at all these things I can do. Look at all these things I can do. I've accomplished nothing. He wants to accomplish something.
His fear, I don't think he has any fears. His fear is that I think he was trying to impress Putin. Because his fear has to do with communications abroad, and this is always Donald when he's working on a plan or trying to help Putin with something. The merchant.
Oh, it was a signal. This was a signal that his fear was that Putin would not receive the message, the signal of what he was doing. I see.
And the next steps were just because he wants to be King of Pentacles, be him. God, I hate this man. Final result, Donald.
He did it for the devil, his addiction to the devil, and to upset people. That's why.
Oh, yes. And by the way, yes, he went to Walter Reed. I will tell you that he's in a tough spot today. So he might medically be looking for excuses down the road and why he has to quit. But the eclipse click points he has to do with Mars right now, 28 degrees Libra, is exactly opposite 28 degrees Aries on the January 21st eclipse? Opposite Uranus, which is explosive and makes things happen. That kind of reminds me more of this decision to just suddenly, the planet Uranus, impulsively, Mars, do an aggressive thing. It had nothing to do with justice or the scales of justice with Libra, with Mars and Libra. That Mars and Libra is also Mars and Libra, 28 degrees, 21 degrees is Saturn. If you take 21 degrees to 28 degrees, the midpoint of 21 degrees and 28 degrees is about 24 degrees. That's what's it's agitating the eclipse from the summer, which was at 24 degrees. And also today the sun was at 24 degrees Cancer, which was hooking in the sun's energy from that eclipse. And so he also has the transit planets. Mercury, his ruler, is retrograde, so he's not protected. He does not have a good, healthy protection from his natal sun's ruler. His life force, the sun, is triggering that eclipse, and not only is Mercury retrograde, Mercury plus the sun, I think, are at like 13 and 24 degrees. Well, if they're at 13 and 24 degrees, Donald's Mars is at 10 degrees Leo.
His Pluto is 26 degrees Leo. These are his power planets, his obsessive planets that he just mulls and stews over secret things and has his weird addictions. Well, now you have Mercury and the Sun right now splitting that. He feels powerless. And that would affect his energy levels. It would affect the rhythms in his body. It would affect his heart. And his circulation is getting a hit as well. So I personally believe he was absolutely showing some sort of symptoms of something. I think he might also be having some sort of 30-year Saturn return. If we go back to 30 years ago, it was around 89 or 90, I think he had a bankruptcy. I think he might have even kind of had a meltdown. He might have been getting divorced around the time. But during that time, he was really falling apart. Well, if this Saturn is now has returned 27 to 30 years, it's made its orbit around the sun, a Saturn return would activate all that stuff again. And no wonder he would be being so anxious. Okay, that's 27 minutes. I've been talking. Okay, good night. That's enough of this nightcap. I hope you have a lovely Sunday. Thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe. Good night.